Best rapper, best producer alive.
Western Tales. Don't take candy from strangers. Don't make deals with foreigners. Unalive. One step, magic tricks. Please don't get caught up in that drunk step.
Why is it why is it blurry like this? This supposed to stay like this. Stay like this. You know what I'm saying? Don't come messing up stuff. This is, you know what I'm saying? The WURLDIAH Part 2 about to drop. You can't be messing stuff up. The real best rapper alive about to drop. You know what I'm saying?
Just a few Western tales. Don't take candy from a stranger. Don't make deals with a foreigner. Might end up dizzy and drunk, unalive. Pull up, take it one step, magic tricks. Please don't get caught up in that drunk death tavern. My people got scammed, my people got lied to. People got jammed, a lot of people died too. Bottles of the alcohol was causing all the wars. Why everybody drunk and dizzy, falling on the floor with the Lord. Pull up, take it one step, magic tricks. Please don't get caught up in that drunk death tavern. Y'all be speaking wolf, but y'all ain't really quick to flicks. I ain't got no time to make no deals with Quakers. Kick a boomy, I be shiny shit the way I am. We gotta beat it all the way to finish way like yes, I get this why this the life I take and choose. This my life, I make the rules. I've been on this turf for like 100,000 years. Trust me, homie, I done shed 100,000 tears. Thanks my peers, but most of them is only in the spirit. I ain't talking about the word that's on the back of your bottle. That was hard for you to breathe. Air can't pass your nostrils. You try reaching for the top and then went back to the bottom. Now you doing flaky deals, getting robbed while you blind. That should be a warning. Messing with the calling is mine. Drawing a line. Who these people causing all these casualties? Look up at their jacket, man, I bet it's from the cavalry. Pull up, take it one step, magic tricks. Please don't get caught up in that drunk death tavern. My people got scammed, my people got lied to. People got jammed, a lot of people died too. Bottles of the alcohol was causing all the wars. Why everybody drunk and dizzy, falling on the floor with the Lord. Right now, pull up, take it one step, magic tricks. Please don't get caught up in that drunk death tavern. I'm just trying to win and get smarter. That alcohol got Indian skin getting darker. Milking all the bison, bitch, I've been with the farmers. Hunting, looking for some deer skins with my partners. I begin like a Sparta. An Aries in the air with noise. Whistled in the woods, got your homie out here paranoid. Sometimes it's your own kind. People that don't share your ploy. That's the reason I can give a damn about the air record. But the 100 no shooting, had to get the nations right. Every time we got low, the French somehow made it right. We just gotta make the price. First we had a lot of buyers, then we had to play at night. Village nearly caught on fire, niggas start to hate it. Some whiteys and some Arabs and some niggas and some Asians. Listen, they are agents, system with this information. The generals they callin' Lord, made them build a railroad from Ohio straight to Baltimore. Pull up, take it one step, magic tricks. Please don't get caught up in that drunk death tavern. My people got scammed, my people got lied to. People got jammed, a lot of people died too. Bottles of the alcohol was causing all the wars. Why everybody drunk and dizzy, falling on the floor with the Lord. Pull up, take it one step, magic tricks. Please don't get caught up in that drunk death tavern.
Wake up the babies. Wake them up. Real album about to be about something. We ain't in the streets, we in the village. It's harder than anything in existence. We ain't in the streets, we in the village. We ain't on the block, we on the dirt road. Let's get into this discussion. Good discussion. Because we need to separate some things. I think I'm probably like the only person that know how to make sense out of something. You know what I'm saying? Whoa! Well, we got that pilot Santiago. Whole gadget. Oh, saying go the whole gadget and over and that. And we're gonna talk about it. Is podcasters getting money? Is podcasters broke? Or is it the wrong messenger that takes us into looking at what kind of messages that should be right or not. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is what we're going to talk about. Charlemagne versus Joe. You know I don't really be talking about you niggas like that. But when we get into this kind of spectrum that I created, I'm in all worlds, but I also like to separate. Because when you get into personality, see, personality could go through all layers and create something and call it what they want. Everybody to start copying it, and then they have to call it something so it can be trademarked or whatever the case may be. But in all actuality, a personality is like a person with all the rings on the gauntlet glove. You know, the gauntlet, O.J. Simpson, Michael Jackson glove. Oh, none of that. I'm saying, but they got all the gauntlets because, you know, they could be the talk show host. They could be the podcaster. You know what I'm saying? They could be the reporter. You know what I'm saying? They could be the journalist. But these things ain't the same. And we might hear a person speaking for podcasting. You ain't never been a podcaster. You was something else. You might hear a person speaking for a talk show host. You wasn't Oprah. You know what I'm saying? You was something else. You wasn't Wendy Witt. Takes us right into what we need to get into. Charlemagne, wrong messenger. Maybe the right message, wrong messenger. You can't quite speak on getting money from podcasts, nor can I. You ain't never been no podcaster. You a talk show host. Big difference. You know what I'm saying? Just because everybody trying to get online and monetize. You know what I'm saying? Things be different when people be trying to switch across lanes and stuff, make something seem like something else because this lit at the moment at me. What I'm doing is that. No. You know what I'm saying? A lot of cats do that. A lot of people be doing. Y'all peep game. Y'all don't know how to peep game because y'all want to be like stars on YouTube and you ain't start your page yet. So you just collecting it all. You collecting from journalists, reporters, podcasters, talk show hosts, and you formulating something and you don't know what you're doing. You all over the place and you don't know if you want to. A master can't be a master of many. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pick one to go ahead and formulate and stuff. First, know what you're doing. And see what I'm saying? You got a lot of rappers right now don't know what they doing. A lot of comedians right now don't know what they do. You know, there's a lot of sports cats and cake don't know what they doing. So when you look at it like that, you might ask what cat, hey, what you think? What you doing? What you doing? Podcast? No, you should talk show host, dude. What you doing over here? What you doing, man? I'm like a talk show host, or you a reporter, dude? You know what I'm saying? What you doing over here? You know what I'm saying? I'm like Trap Lord Ross or whatever. You a feds. You know what I'm saying? Snitch. You know what I'm saying? You might be not even in this live stream as a description. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even in the description. It's like, oh, real stuff. Shout out to Trap Lord I. You know what I'm saying? TLI. Oh, so we gotta peep real game. You know what I'm saying? We gotta know how to separate some things so y'all can be like, all right, this what I do. Ain't no point in me even stepping in that argument. This what I don't do. Ain't no reason for me to get offended. This what I do. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure my face always on the front of the billboard when people get online and jump in algorithms. You know what I'm saying? Then boom, you good to go. You good to go. First, I want everybody to be themselves and just be creative. You come up with whatever the hell you want to come up and call it whatever you want to call it. I think that's what Howard Stern did, right? You know what I'm saying? I get up here and talk about, y'all say anything. A lot of y'all hot dog relish nuts. Y'all talk about how sweaty your nuts is or whatever the case may be. You'll be surprised. There's 100 million other goddamn it foreigners and stuff like that with sweaty nuts. You'll be surprised. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to sell the next best goddamn sweaty nuts deodorant. You know what I'm saying? Be surprised and stuff like you ain't got to copy nobody. You get your whole game. Something that's reality for you. Sweaty nuts, smelling relish. You know what I'm saying? Hot mayonnaise, horse. You know what I'm saying? Horseradish smell. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You can think about things real good. You know what I'm saying? Come up with something brand new. I just talk. You know what I'm saying? I just talk. A lot of people came up with that quality. They got away with it too. A colonist, a pimp. You know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff. People got away with these. A preacher. You know what I'm saying? Real. Some of y'all charlatans. I don't know if that. Some of you charlatans online. Spaceships. Oh, I'm saying. Not no Kanye song. His mind been lost on some weird spaceship for the past, since his career started. Don't think it was way later on down the line. Consider it when it started. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Y'all just don't be knowing people. VH1 wasn't as lit yet. We didn't have online. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have people's social media pages yet. You know what I'm saying? If we would have had it back then, you would have been real life. It been flown. You know what I'm saying? He been flown. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing new. Trust me. Every rapper that knew Kanye more than us being the goddamn audience and the fans know he been flown. And it's ain't nothing different. Ain't nothing changed since the goddamn pink polo. Ain't nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? So y'all gotta understand that too. Now, when we get into these conversations, we gotta know what's the difference. What is the difference? It's the difference. So, for the most part, when we think about podcasts itself, that ain't really never made no money. A lot of people weren't even really doing podcasts. And then when we start talking about what a podcast actually is, you will start to see, man, a lot of stuff is predicated on a person being a personality, and the personality, a person could, just layer through a lot of stuff. It just took a lot of people with personalities to claim something, and it just so happened they claimed podcasts or something like that, based upon whoever failed podcast they was looking up to and started to do something different that wasn't quite a podcast. It probably was like a mixture, a hybrid, like it stepped into the hyperbolic time chamber on Dragon Ball Z. Start listening to Trunks, you know what I'm saying? Start listening to Gohan and stuff, and let's blend this. Let's blend talk show with reporting. You know what I'm saying? So you reporting about stuff, but you got a presentation like Wendy Williams or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So Charlemagne never been a podcaster. We got to know that too. Charlemagne never been in a podcast a day of his life. He's a talk show host. Breakfast Club is a radio talk show. A person might want to question, and here's the thing, when I say, and I'm adding Charlemagne's name into it a lot, that's not me taking Joe Budden's side or whatever. Joe Budden just now fell into a podcast. Joe Budden wasn't doing no podcast either. He was more on a personality tip, so more of his check could come from being offered interviews than having to pay people for interviews and things of that nature, which, once I break this down, this will help y'all solve those issues too. Because a lot of y'all is in positions where you ain't supposed to be. That energy to the rightful people, and the games don't play that type of world. Podcasts don't play the world of paying an artist or a celebrity or a comedian to be. That's why they trying to do it. And whatever they doing, it's more on a percentage scale of talk show. You know what I'm saying? But they got mixtures and blended into other stuff due to the fact of having guests. Guest is a gift and a curse if you haven't built your own volition yet. If you haven't built your own, see, y'all need people like me that shadow banned this stuff, that been here before y'all. Before you can win an award to get 100,000 subscribers, I had that before YouTube. YouTube always piggybacking on people like us, on people like me, to figure out what to do with other people who get ready to scam it and do the Jay-Z. Numbers lie, men lie, women lie, numbers lie too. You know what I'm saying? That's what he really meant to say. You know what I'm saying? That's what he really meant to say. He meant to say, if you could drop a bag on diluting numbers, you know what I'm saying, we're going to do it with record sales. Jay-Z wasn't really selling the most record sales and stuff like that. We got to know that. I got older brothers, you know what I'm saying? That they had friends and stuff like that. Sell more records than DMX. You know what I'm saying? He ain't sell more records than DMX at that time. He barely even sold more records than Ja Rule. It's just Ja Rule wasn't dropping as much. You know what I'm saying? The thing with Jay-Z is he sold a lot of things that ain't had nothing to do with music. So when you get into like trademarking and stuff like that, and when the small hats and other big business corporations want to sell stuff, like people like him did things the right way in that type of business, all the way down to alcohol and stuff like that. So, him even exercising his voice against Cristal or something like that, was y'all seeing what kind of game he was being used, not playing. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all be giving people too much credit. He was being used and not playing. Jay-Z ain't playing no game or whatever. As soon as Jay-Z started playing a game or whatever like that, he'd be in the same position P. Diddy is. You know what I'm saying? I done seen this 100,000 times. That was a Jay-Z just good doggy puppet. Like Yogi Bear, Crip, Snoop Doggy. That's it. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you think you a Crip on your own volition, you gonna be Crip next to Bobby Johnson. Cell Block 4 somewhere and stuff like that. But you can be Yogi Bear. Oh, I'm saying. Stuff like that. Y'all be getting it though, y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. But yeah, when it comes into these energies, for the most part, we got to separate these things because people don't know what these things actually are, and you be speaking for one or the other, then you might think you doing one or the other, and then you jump online and then you start questioning what's going on, or I think this a podcast, or I think that not, you know what I'm saying? So you might be looking at other examples, especially a lot of rappers and stuff right now. They don't know what they doing, so like they just like winging it and like finding channels like mine to piggyback off of. But look, check this out. We gotta know the difference. Personalities, right? Personalities is a person that can just create something and call it whatever they want to call it, kind of like Howard Stern. You see what I'm saying? Podcaster, a podcaster or podcasting, it's a cast of people debating current topics. Now, if you got like a singular podcast, every now and then you see how you need assistance. But if you can hold it down yourself like a personality or whatever the case, you're going to do some hybrid shit. You're going to mix your personality and start podcasting in some way, shape, or form. But eventually it's going to lead to you having a cast. Because anytime it's just one individual constantly talking about topics that ain't got nothing to do with them, their creativity, and then they can like balance it, then for the most part, you're going to need some assistance. Ain't nobody just want to hear you talk about other people all day from a moral standpoint. You know what I'm saying? That's just going to be from a moral, like eventually everybody's spirit going to start questioning, well, bitch, what the fuck you know how to do? Is you creative? What is your talent? Eventually, I hope your talent ain't just thinking you about to talk. Eventually, that's going to be. So eventually, to balance that out, if you ain't got no personality and you in the podcasting, here's where you get sometimes co-hosts every now and then. You sometimes guests every now and then. You do a little bit hybrid or whatever like that to balance out your dull, dry ass. Now, reporter. Right? Now, reporter is a person who report current topics. A journalist. A journalist is someone who gives deeper analysis, someone who gives a deeper analysis or alternative information on current topics. A talk show host, someone or a cast of people who just talk about current topics, right or wrong though, but mainly based on the personalities. So they're not even really rooted on debating. You might get that every now and then, but it's really just being goofy as personalities and talking about the current topics, and people wanting to listen to the talk show just speak on the current topics based upon just people personalities, whether they're right or wrong or whatever. This is how you get what's that, The View with Whoopi and all them and things of that nature. You get other type of stuff. Talk show, you see what I'm saying? Journalists, you get someone who's gonna give you a little bit more information than a reporter give you. A reporter is just there to report what just happened, report the current topic, even if it's some goofy stuff and not on the news. We just talk about reporter qualities in general, right? The reporter is just there to report it. The journalist is going to give a deeper analysis, you know what I'm saying? And depending on whatever the journalist and their line of work, sometimes the line may blur between if they're doing police work or not. But if they keep it in the professional area of journalist work, this is how you'll get people like, even though based on online and entertainment, we know everybody sometimes could cross lines or whatever the case may be. But, you know, in its natural state, people like Vlad in their original state, pre-Rick Ross, and incident, and a bunch of other individuals and things of that nature, right? Where it's more of the journalists. You're going to get some interviews, and you're going to have a little bit more information about and certain hip-hop individuals and things of that nature. Do journalist work. You know what I'm saying? What DJ Academics do is not hip-hop journalists. People like DJ Academics are just commentators. And I'm not here to down commentating either, but it doesn't necessarily deals with a personality. Podcasting, reporting, journalist, talk show host, and personality derive your own creative attributes also. It doesn't have any of those things. It's just basically being a commenter. And you know, we live in a world based off, it ain't what you know how to do, it's who you know. So even in that world, it's going to be higher on a percentage scale of who you know than your talent, like the other worlds that still may be predicated on who you know. But at the same time, you know, just being a commentator, you're not going to be a person with their face in the forefront being a commentator, because everybody got an opinion. That's what it comment. You know what I'm saying? So you know, to be a DJ Academics, to be a Tasha K, to be, you have to have a handler. To be a Pearly Gates, to be a Myron Gaines, to be a the FBA, to be the with the other Arab dude that's into these things. I forgot his name. What Hajib? Damn, I forget his name. But yeah, you have to have handlers and stuff like that, and that's how you get a lot of these streamers in today's time. You get someone sitting back saying, "Hey, this looks like this going to be something that's hot, what regular people are doing, and we can monetize it and use you or this case in the third or whatever." But for the most part, this being a commentator, you have to be. It's more the predicated basis of being picked. So a lot of times you have to make sure you went through a college, so you networked up, or military also, or just being someone like me online and you're not connected to these things, you're just going to get stolen from, and people that they are aware of, they're going to give them your characteristics, and hopefully this person is not lazy enough to carry them out, or however the case may be, or be lame about it. But at some point, that's what we get. So if you are a common content creator and you're going through these loop systems and stuff like that, you're fighting two battles. You're fighting the battle of a system, and you're fighting on your creativity that a system feeds off of in the first place, because they wouldn't need you if they had the creativity themselves in the first place. See what I'm saying? This is why everybody is jumping on YouTube and online and making podcasts, but they have careers and things of that nature. This is not a career. This is a personal thing. But when you have people making careers out of this lets you know that there's no longer a career where there was formulating at or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The manufacturing of it is kind of lessening up to a certain degree. So now we're in a circumstance of taking the quality of individuals like me who made YouTube what it is, and then for the most part making some type of business out of it. So the only people who get sacrificed and suffer is people like me, who made it cool to get on YouTube, to even be up here thinking that someone even care about what you're talking about, and then actually making it happen, or whatever the case may be. Other than that, the common rapper, comedian wouldn't even look at these things as cool. The common actor, actress wouldn't even look at getting on these things as cool. There'd be in some energy like I'm getting money elsewhere, or however the case may be. Why do I have to give my personality or my time to something that I don't even normally, so I could go ahead and spend my time on building up how I'm currently getting money, or however the case may be. So a lot of times, when you seeing things for what they actually are, don't let nobody rock you to sleep and fool you, or however the case may be. But if these individuals was actually creative, they actually use this to market their music, or whatever the case may be. They shouldn't have someone like me saying whether you're monetized or not, you could put your music on certain apps of distribution, and instead of you just making money off your live streams with a quote unquote musical intro that everybody got from me, or whatever the case, but I got more songs than everybody, so I can play something different every single day. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying? Instead of you just making strictly that YouTube money, you go ahead and make a full song, or put that intro song into the distro apps, or whatever the case may be. So you're making money off the live stream, and the intro song is making money on its own also every time it get played on the live stream, or however the case may be. So you see what I'm saying? So that's like 3 ways of making money: the live stream, the podcast itself, the intro song that promoted, and by it getting played, that count as a stream every time you play it for that amount of seconds on it, as it being a full song. And therefore that might even recommend other individuals to want to listen to the full song of it if you have it in that fashion. You know what I'm saying? Just think about Queen Latifah, you know what I'm saying? With it, and I'm living, sing on across the world. I got my girls that can head up, to keep your head up. That's right. Also, that's cold as hell. This mother, she was at my family reunion in Jersey, so I think she's my cousin. You know what I'm saying? So she must be native. She must got some native in her or whatever, because she so was at my goddamn family reunion. But at some point, think about how many before ringtone era that would have been selling and things of that nature. As far as that being the intro to the show, and then that show being online now, how people got online, like Pop the Balloon or whatever the case may be, where like back in the day, you can't even bear going to the movie theater, and the movie is longer than an hour and 25 minutes or an hour and 30 minutes. Once a movie about 2 hours and stuff like that, you're like, man, I'll wait till it come out on DVD, VH1, or whatever the case may be, and things of that nature. You get online, man, time has sped up so much. You listen to a live stream for 8 hours and be like, damn, that's it. You know what I'm saying? I say a whole work shift. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times that's where it worked most positive. So thank God for us YouTubers and stuff like that. Because when you're on the road, when you're at work, and thank God they allow y'all to have podcasts and out. I mean, AirPods and stuff like. Because they allow to have kids with phones in schools now. So I know at y'all jobs, I know they ain't still playing that bullshit. You can't have no damn AirPods in your ear. I know they bet not. If you goddamn kids, the whole big old tablets, leapfrogs at school now, they allow them. Just make sure they put it in a pouch. Man, wait a minute. That shouldn't even be. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff like calculators. Once upon a time, you weren't even allowed to have none of that in calculators or whatever. But for the most part, you're on the road for long times, traveling and stuff like that. That's the type of time we in right now. Especially if you're a person that work at eBay and all these things. So we in a different time. So it's just about hitting the internet, like how we had the radio airwave, we got the internet wave. So it's the same thing. You just talk, come up here and talk, or whatever the case may be. And you always gonna find 1,000 million people that, if you yourself, who go through your same circumstance, and whatever you direct your energy in, it got your energy and foundation behind it. So people who can't do the actual talent that you formulated in, they still got someone to resonate with. And then that's that esoteric way of connecting, that they could take that same connection, communion, or trauma bonding and formulate it whatever their creativity is, whether they play basketball or female, do nails, hair, skateboard, however the case it may be. You know what I'm saying? But that's that common communion. You know, the common communion is, oh, why did you start snowboarding? You know what I'm saying? Why did you start playing football? Oh, damn, my family was going through things and I thought this was something to get my family. All right, boom, that's y'all common communion right there. But that don't mean y'all got the same talent. One dude snowboarding, one dude ice hockey and stuff. You see what I'm saying? Once you get that communion, this is how you're able to attract individuals. I hate the word fan, but you know, people who resonate with you. So even if you come out with some bullshit, it can still be acceptable, have some grace. You know what I'm saying? Your toilet paper might not have been that great as the previous Charlemagne toilet paper that you have created, but you know what I'm saying? A person still rather get that toilet paper from you based upon the common struggle, however the case may be. So that's another way to look at things. Now, when we start talking about, but separating these things, like I said, personality could vary through all these things. Be a podcaster, be a reporter, something like me. I'm just a personality, so I can do whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? I could be an astrologer. You know what I'm saying? I could be a debater. I could be a spiritualist. I'm the medicine man. I can do whatever I want. The pilot man. So it's all about, people would look at me and be like, through the lens of potential. So if they got their bias through, well, I see things in podcasting world. A person may see, well, I see Dolo having good potential in podcasting. Somebody might be in reporter world. Well, I see good potential reporting, or however the case it may be. But for the most part, when you're a personality, you just do what you want and you call it what you wanna. Now, y'all don't have a lot of examples right now due to the fact that these celebrities is being like, well, I gotta pick something, and I think it's called podcasting right now. So a lot of these cats is just doing things and winging it, and a lot of people is doing something new or creating some hybrid stuff. You know what I'm saying? My individual might be doing some podcasting / reporting. One individual might be doing some journalist / talk show host. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of grown ain't shit men up here. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. But at the same time, some females with sweaty feet. But at the same time, you know, that's how things play out. You know so when it comes into our podcasters getting money, podcasts ain't never get no money. You know what I'm saying? So let's get that clear too. So for Charlemagne to take up for it, that's like the wrong messenger, but the right message. So you can find my page and realize podcasting ain't never made no money. Whatever y'all get ready to say, somebody who make money, and I bet we could have a discussion right now how it ain't a podcast. Now then you got talk show hosts. You know what I'm saying? Charlemagne a talk show host. Now, Joe Budden did come up on a podcast, that Joe Budden podcast, based upon it being on Patreon or whatever the case may be, because this ain't the only audio computer wave you could be on as far as just YouTube and TikToks and stuff like that. So that's a podcast. It's a cast full of people create a pod, like a formation of something that's topic based, and you could debate around it. So that's what a podcast is, a cast of people debating on current topics. So if you try to make a podcast and you ain't got no cast of people to debate on a current topic, it's not a podcast. All right? You know what I'm saying? So if you the type of person that's soft, I don't like to debate. I just want people to get up here and talk. And all these people, my best friends, but not in a way that we could challenge each other and stuff like that. You ain't getting ready to make no podcast. Don't call it no podcast. It will be phony. It'll be something you get negative, you know what I'm saying, reviews, and you gonna start questioning. Well, we love everybody. We up here showing everybody we all in cahoots and sync. That ain't what we want to hear or see on a podcast. We want to hear the current topics that a journalist probably gave us some more information about Drake playing with little kids based off a reporter giving us the information in the first place. Drake get ready to drop an album based upon a podcast wanting to get lit. Let's debate about it. Should Drake should be talked about or not, because he don't even write none of his songs. You know what I'm saying? That now we got a podcast person up there. You see what I'm saying? Now the talk show ain't even got a debate. The talk show is just, hey, we heard Drake pedophile. One person might be like, oh shit, I don't believe it. That's my favorite rapper. One person might be like, oh, she don't write. You know what I'm saying? Who cares? Who give it? Next topic. Do you see what I'm saying? Y'all see? Let's get some examples. With Adam 22 do when he ain't there, like the dude Lush, the homegirl, they be switching up all the time, but they be on talk show. That's like talk show. That's more talk show. That's not podcast. They sit up there and all the current topics and they discuss it, opinionated. It be right or wrong. Sometimes you get debates. Sometimes you get everybody on the same page or whatever. So you ain't looking for a debate all the time. So based upon the personalities or just the quality of the talk show position itself or how it's presented. You know what I'm saying? You are already formulated in your mind or normalized in your mind to receive information set up in that magnitude. And I'm not using them as the highest example. I'm just putting examples out there. When the common human is receiving information, there's blendings of things or a way that leaves a human more open and relatable and acceptable to it and makes a human reject it first. And have to either come around or just totally be like, what the hell is this? Almost like a person calling something a podcast, but homie, you doing what Trap Lord Ross is doing, a little bit beyond journalists. You know what I'm saying? Don't call that a pod. That ain't a pod. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no whole cast up there. You got you and some FBI crew in your email or something like, yo, that's the only cast. We only see you up here. Like homeboy, what's homeboy name? He got out of jail, so y'all already know he tapped in. I forget his name. Damn, what's his name? The white boy. The white fat boy. He's a different version of Trap Lord Ross. I forget his name. I'm saying. But y'all know all those people who be talking about rappers and who snitching all the time and stuff like that. Yeah, Jake's name. I mean Jake. Yeah, that's his name. Jake 1090 or something like that or something. Jake. Goddamn 211. I'm saying. All them numbers and codes and stuff like that. But yeah, y'all gotta think these people kind of be in those kind of energies. Who am I chat leaving respirations, man? Y'all know I don't give a damn about no damn respirations. You know what I'm saying? Y'all must be different ethnics and stuff like that, all mixed up, and then you probably more of a mutt or something like that. Talk about respiration, man. You got respiration right now. Said I need to talk to Trump, man. I think Trump got y'all what they call that, shields, lost the McFlurry energies and stuff like McDonald McFlurry ice cream wet mouth energies and stuff like that. Because I gotta talk to Trump and stuff like that. Because listen, if I was the president, I think this need to be make America native again. I think I'm about to go for politics. I'm about to start being in politics. You better not leave no respiration in my chat again. You got respiration. Don't let me be president. Let anybody complain about goddamn respiration. Ain't you a goddamn rapper? You know what I'm saying? Ain't you a goddamn comedian? You better get the fuck out my face. You know what I'm saying? Get hit upside the head with this sword. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we ain't bringing the bows and arrows back. Real thing. Yeah, I think I'm going for politics now. I think I need to get in politics, cry for respiration and stuff. You know, hand out and stuff like that. You got a Wi-Fi bill. You can pay it every month. You better shut your mouth. You know what I'm saying? People had nothing when they needed respirations. We didn't even have full electricity yet. Like in every like little show that was on black and gray television screens and shit was sarcasm and stuff and native hobbyism. Ain't nobody going through that time no more. Stuff like that. Y'all rappers, y'all comedians, y'all actors. Y'all saying any boss position somewhere that rule shit. I mean like rule big shit. You know what I'm saying? If they don't look at it like that, I don't know what it is there. You know what I'm saying? Like on that level, y'all need to be looking at colonists like they changed and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I lived a different time. My spirit, my soul, my people, we lived a whole different time. Oh, y'all is like spoiled. All the way to y'all prayer warriors and just on y'all knees. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Every time you see somebody thumbnail, they got their mouth open in front of a microphone. Like, I already know what the colonists be thinking sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, y'all be quiet, man. Trust me, in a colonist mind, y'all got too much. For real, y'all got a little too much, for real. Y'all don't know how deep these books in the Vatican and stuff go. Y'all just somewhere crying and stuff like that. Once y'all start to know what life is in reality, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. You'll start to realize, wait a minute, I got something. Let me make it work. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just don't be around y'all people. So y'all need people who ain't y'all people to look out for you. That's what it is. If you want to be real about it. Let's be real about it. Where your people at? That's supposed to give you respiration. When Beyonce got that big old check. Let's talk about y'all FBAs for a second. When Beyonce got that big old check. When Megan Thee Stallion got that big old check from y'all Auntie Kamala. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could, because y'all all black folks can't get along. Or whatever the case may be. She ain't break bread. And guess what? She ain't had no system to break no bread down. Ain't none of y'all was out here crying, hey, I got this Boys and Girls Club that's getting ready to get shut down. Hey, I got this church. I got this church that could get renovated. Oh, I got this. Ain't none of y'all was doing that. All y'all was online trying to get monetized. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep it 100. Like, I like to keep things 100 because I work hard. I work hard for mine. You know what I'm saying? I work hard for mine, so that got to be respected. You ain't about to hear me crying. You know what I'm saying? That's like disrespecting how hard I work, how many brain mannerisms I went through and stuff like that. And y'all know I got nerve damage. You know what I'm saying? I got an umbilical hernia since birth. Man, I've been led into all kind of other stuff and stuff like that. I got to stay moving and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't relax in my brain or nothing, so I work hard. You know what I'm saying? Real so that's like disrespected. I need respiration. But that's like disrespecting everything I did to make me feel like I got respiration. You know, and I can breathe already. God gave me breath. I'm breathing. I ain't got no respiratory problems. Oh, so y'all cats is lost and shit. Y'all talk about scientific lung problems that y'all gonna get paid from. And that's why y'all gonna never get it. Y'all gonna never get it until y'all gonna be crying about it, breathing wrong all the way till you get respiratory problems at the age of 78. Yeah, I need to be a president now. I need to be the governor of the Northwest Territory. I just don't want to be governor of Ohio though. I need to be governor of Ohio, Indiana, goddamn it, Michigan, all the way down to Missouri, Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want it. I don't even want it because it's a confusion. Maybe I gotta talk about something. I gotta talk to somebody else next door to me and stuff. They don't know what they doing either. It's like I get everything changed up, everything. Chicago will be all straight. You know what I'm saying? Indiana will be straight. The Michigan will be goddamn straight. Ohio already straight, especially where I'm at. We already. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear about no gangs or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? None of that retarded stuff. You know what I'm saying? Too many natives. Nobody playing that. Only gang you gonna be is a slave. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be used to do something with your family lineage that was in some military or some preachers or some good access the white man gave y'all. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be used for something and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Don't go get no AVDV acts. Don't go get none of that. No, you aren't useful. If you're a white boy, don't try to dress like the black people or stuff like that. Nope. If you Asian, you know what I'm saying? Stay Asian. Don't try to be hood in all the corner stores and stuff like that. And if you're a Arab, let us do music videos in the corner store. Nothing else. Nothing else. We work together as teams and stuff like, you know what I'm saying? Like we a team. We all a big melting pot, mixed bubble, different percentage scales. We work together as teams over here. We don't get into all that other stuff. Anybody talk about something else, a shield. That's a shield. I can't even get online and say a large portion of Africans and white people help me. In my real life, man, Arab, Asians, Africans, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that on my dad's side and stuff, and then just the rest natives, you know what I'm saying, we'll get into everything else. You know what I'm saying, other than that, it's not even a lot of people I can pick to and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying, especially online, I have more deeper connections with feds than anybody else and stuff like that. So in my mind, that's my life. I don't know how y'all think somebody else would be all crazy or whatever. In my mind, this is normal. These are normal things. I know I'm dealing with everybody retarded, everybody foreigners. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like everything's simple to me. Make everything simple. Don't over exaggerate stuff. You end up in jail, prison, dead, in hell, lost. You ain't got no family, nobody who really care about you or nothing like that, family or friends. I say you don't want to be in no situation like that. Get your mind together. You know what I'm saying? Get your mind together, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think I need to get in politics, man. You crying about respiration or whatever the case. You crying about the wrong thing. Now here's the thing. If people get respiration, that's cool. I don't want people arguing like, all right, if people get respirations, I don't want other people saying, let's get it now. I'm like, yo, fuck about that shit. You know what I'm saying? The respiration ain't gonna be no more but a damn stimulus check. Or whatever the case may be. If y'all starting to talk about something over stimulus check stuff, they ain't got all that. How they gonna, who is they gonna spread that money out? Like, how is it gonna be filtered through stuff? Like, I don't get it. Like what? They just gonna tell everybody to show up at the bank or something like that? I don't get it. I don't get it. The government gonna make sure you got something. They gonna make sure you got a house, you got some business. You know what I'm saying? They gonna make sure you got something, and then that's not even gonna make sense in some type of way. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. See, the thing is, the argument don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? It's like, y'all need a better argument. When we start to talk about respirations, for an example, pardon me, natives on reservations. The only reason they own reservations, right, is because they're part of native bands that was part of a war. So they was part of confederations. So when you're, especially like the 5 civilized tribes, these are confederation terms. So we're talking about government, not blood, not DNA, not the people. People know who they are, but we're talking about confederations. So when you're going against the American government, you're not necessarily in a position of even going against them. You just got your territory and how you run things as a government, and Americans tried to take it over. That's what war come to be, but it's really these are government based off the title of territories. You see what I'm saying? So you got to look at it like that. So people who went through a war got respiration or whatever. That's a made up thing that slaves need respiration, because people who went through war and the slaves, those people and the descendants of those people got what they signed for. Or it would be no such thing as Native Americans still having reservations, even though a lot got destroyed. And there would be no such things as African Americans being rappers now and actors and actresses now and stuff like that. Even though they got y'all for a lot of coon stuff, but at the same time, there will be no such thing as that. That is respiration. Whatever was done, white boy don't do it no more. White boy don't hit y'all upside the sword no more. White boy allow y'all in politics. White boy allow y'all on TV screens. What that is respiration. I don't know why they don't explain it that way. Like, I was sorry, like, to break y'all pride or something like that. Like, I'm just trying to tell y'all, like, be careful what you crying for. You gonna be crying till you got respiratory issues. I'm keeping it 100. You could waste more time right now on building something and crying to your local or the government for a president to support what you got going on. Whether it's like all the way down to just a simple thing like a Boys and Girls Club or whatever. We got online right now. They can support your podcast like they do in a lot of y'all shields. Because based off your character, they know what you're going to do with it. They know that you ain't no person that's going to make crimes and stuff like that. They know you're going to take it and do your inspiration. And then that make America as a whole look good or whatever the case. So it's like Pernethophis jumping in areas that they're supposed to be in. But for the most part, you ain't even creative. Or they don't got nothing, not even music they can support. that they know that you're making your own way to be usable. You know what I'm saying? You're just not someone hanging around and just want to talk. You got some creativity. So you got something to offer. So regardless if you fuck it up or you do something right with it, you was creative in the first place to obtain it. You're not just obtaining something to be something goofy for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, where you got a talent all the way down to music, they could be like, I like this person. They actually have something for me to support, though. It's not me just supporting them. They got something for me to support. So if they want to update what they're actually doing, they're in a position to do it. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. But for the most part, we don't have that kind of circumstance. I don't even know what maybe even get into that whole point and stuff like that. What maybe get into that point? I was talking about something. Oh, respiration. Yeah. So respiration, that's a made up thing. You know what I'm saying? Because the people, even at that time, they look all right, look, because I got to break it down from my perspective. Let's say we went to a slightly war because of a disagreement over land rights or what's being done or whatever the case may be. That's the purpose of a peace treaty. A peace treaty ain't somebody being scared to say, hey, stop. It's we need to stop fighting because there is fighting. And we see in both parties not giving a fuck. So we can't keep having people, families suffer. Death is a real thing. That's not something light. Y'all take these things that happen in history very light. No, this is real things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Real life. You know what I'm saying? Murdering has an effect after that cause. You know what I'm saying? All the way to both sides. So when it comes into the peace treaty, ultimately, that's a form of respiration. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes into even the Africans, Asians that was built in the railroad from Ohio to Baltimore and things of that nature, then later on the Arabs and Filipinos and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Those individuals that was done wrong, you think their people, the first descendants, the first people ain't complaining and things of that nature, and they're not done. They wasn't done the same way. That's respiration. You know what I'm saying? White people don't have to give people checks. You know what I'm saying? White people don't have to be giving people money every month because of what was done. That means they have a lot of people at the round table with them with some type of morality. You see what I'm saying? So if you're not going through that type of construct, that's a dead argument. Now think about the time we're in now. You're not experiencing that. So the furthest you can go with that argument is attaching yourself to a family that's not even yours. And then when you even get into that FBA stuff, y'all make it seem like y'all don't even know who y'all family is. Y'all try to tie everybody into one thing or whatever. I don't even hear Pan-Africans arguing about respirations or Hebrew Israelites and stuff like that. So at some point, that's a made up thing because first you got to know who you is. Who is your family? Who is your family? Your mother, your father, their parents, their parents, their parents, their parents, and then specifically what they went through. That's your check. That ain't no us, we energy. You know what I'm saying? Not even native tribes do that. Everybody individualized. Now, y'all hear about it from a distance. But when someone is going to try to recoup, and especially if they wasn't born on a reservation and things of that nature, it's natives on reservations that ain't family. They're just part of the same people who went to war. And the Confederation tribes don't mean you're part of the same family. It was all the Native Americans based on each area and territory. So it was a collection of bands coming together to make that confederation. So this is where you get different bands and you know what I'm saying? So y'all don't even be knowing the nuance. So you can't use none of these as arguments for things you have already got. You have already got respiration. You're allowed to make movies. You're allowed to get on stages. You're allowed to be in front of microphones and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And feel like you matter. You know that's what respiration is. You got Beyonce, all these Michael Jacksons and Prince and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like white people didn't have to do that. They didn't have to start using y'all. So to cry for respiration, none of y'all ain't got no grandparents that went through that right now. So one of the arguments that's a failure is, how did so many Africans get over here? So it must be a new ethnic group. So Google be lying when Google be coming up with things like ethnogenesis. That don't make no sense. When we talk about shared culture or a shared experience, that ain't shared DNA. And race and ethnic is one and the same. You can't separate that. Ethnicity, as far as culture and stuff, come from race. And you can only be a mixed or a pure person. And then you go through the washing machine cycle. There is no such thing as creating a new thing. Anytime we see that, y'all got like dwarf dogs. Y'all got all these different malpractice type of people that don't formulate right. You're only mixed, and then you're going to go towards more of the percentage scale of one or the other mixture you have. And let's say you don't. Let's say you, since they're making everything a melting pot now, you're Filipino mixed with African, then you go with someone Brazilian mixed with Italian. They gonna wash each other out. It never matters. There's no such thing as creating another ethnic group. The furthest colonists got away with that is with national terms. So it made y'all believe Mexicans. But the reason a Mexican look like me is because they're native. It's just a lot of them got large percentage scales of Spangler, and them the only ones y'all calling Mexican. If they're not mixed with it, they're just some native over there in Mexico or something. Just like over here on the East Coast, you're either mixed or you ain't. Like me, I'm a mixed native with the Africans, people that came over here. So then you're going to get Midwest, West Coast. So that's not everybody. You see what I'm saying? That's not like a one thing. Like this just happened all over the world. People are fucking people. You have some people who got interested into a Filipino. You got an African who got interested into a white person. You got a Chinese. That don't mean your whole family changed because you fucked and had a kid. Your family that's still the same thing gonna be saying that's their nephew or their niece. You see what I'm saying? Y'all making up things. These things don't happen in existence. Let's say if you are FBA or you're African right now, and you have a kid with another race. The first thing you're going to say is, oh, nope, it's African. Nope, it's black. It's black. It's black. One drop rule. It's black. So how doesn't that exist in any reality then in your mind? Which that's wrong too. It's just mixed. Now, if your child go to another black person, it's in the washing machine cycle. The child they had is just more black. But the child, based upon the percentage scale, if it took more of the black, it's black mixed with white. If it took more of the white side, it's white mixed with black. There is no new ethnicity. See what I'm saying? So it's like that with the four corners of the world: Asians, natives, Africans, Europeans. So you can only be a mixture of that, and based on your percentage scale, you're one or the other, just mixed with the other. There is no such thing as a new race. Y'all made that up. Just because you got different areas and different tribes that got slight differences because of the area, it's still a one pocket thing. For an example, right? The Jamaican tongue, right? That natives was there first though, but a lot of Africans, once Britain colonized it and brought to the Caribbean and stuff like that, here's where you get a flooding into the Carolinas, Florida, Mississippi and stuff like that. So no matter how much y'all try to speak Anglo-Saxon English, right, which is 80% native, you're still going to have your own tongue. So you sound Southern, but it ain't you sounding Southern. It's you trying to sound like an England man, but you're from the Caribbean. Your blood. You could be born here, but your blood, that make your eyeballs and your tongue still speak Caribbean. So you're going to sound like NBA Youngboy. You're going to sound like Future. You're going to sound like Kodak Black. You're going to sound like, you see what I'm saying? So these are Jamaican music. You're just Americanized, but you're still in your culture. NBA Youngboy make Jamaican music. That's Jamaican music. Kodak Black make Haitian music. The drum pattern, You could put that at the beginning of a roster movie. You see what I'm saying? When it comes to NBA YoungBoy music, Haitians, Kodak Black music, Future, that's Jamaican music. That's Jamaican. Bobby Smurder, Jamaican. 50 Cent, Jamaican. You see what I'm saying? These are Jamaicans. P. Diddy, Jamaican. It's a lot of Jamaican battle rappers. What's dude from Harlem? Both dudes from Harlem. Damn. What's homeboy name? The two ones from Harlem, one dude that made the phrase lit, lost niggas, and the other one that beat him, that brought the wave cat back. Jamaicans and things of that nature. Busta Rhymes, Jamaican and things. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson, Brazilian. These are West Indies people. So when you hear somebody say they West Indian, that's just the colonized Africans that was brought there from Britain that got rid of the Native Americans over there and stuff like that. And stuff. Yeah, Jadakiss, Jamaican, Sean. I think Sean Britain or something like that. Like 21 Savage. He might be Jamaican. He might be somewhere in Africa or whatever the case may be. So what people fail to realize is it's not that people fucked and a million babies came over here, then you can make some weird argument that there's some new ethnic group, some black indigenous race. No, you either mix or you ain't. The reason why so many Africans over here because they never stop. How you think the DJ Academics is over here? How you think the Coconuts is over here? How you think the 21 Savage is over here? Why you think you're complaining about immigration? Obviously, they never stop bringing y'all monkey asses over here. That's why it's a million of y'all, whatever. It ain't had nothing to do. The sex is later, having babies. From the 1600s, and then them making Harvard as a colonist, because colleges was first colonies from Britain. They was bringing a lot of people to replace the natives and teach other ethnicities what the natives was doing, but in the form of slavery. You know what I'm saying? So, because you don't know the terrain. Can't hold natives if they already live here. So, for the most part, these colonist colleges was created to train people of how to take over here, or whatever the case may be. So, during that time and stuff like that, that process never stopped. The only thing that stopped was chattel slavery. The process of bringing y'all over here didn't. We just updated it from boats to planes. What's that? Or there would be no such thing as people crying about immigration. Just have one immigration arguing for another immigration. And their argument is, I'm an immigrant that was over here in the 1600s. Other than, which there ain't no records, no one currently can tie their family to. If you are African American over here, you ain't got no family over here before the 1800s. They all done died. That wouldn't have been your family. Your family came over here just like my father came over here. My mother is full Native American. My father came over here, and my father is older than a lot of y'all, and he was in the military and stuff like that. So he came over here just like any other person from the Caribbean or the West Indies came over here and stuff like that. Y'all don't know what's going on but Christian. And then y'all don't know anybody 2 to 3 grandmothers and grandfathers ago. Like, that's how all y'all are. So y'all try to normalize that to be something else. But no, he came over here just like all y'all came over. All y'all grandparents came over here in the 1800s or the late 1800s. A lot of y'all grandparents came over just mid 1900s. A lot of y'all can travel back to y'all family in these other places right now. Know what I'm saying? My father ain't been here a little longer than a lot of y'all and y'all people, so he can't do that. But nor do he even know his mom and dad. He don't even know them and stuff like that. It's just straight. And it's not. It ain't Raleigh. It's Greensboro. Greensboro, North Carolina. Some little old farmland or whatever the case may be. And it was like slaves. His dad was a slave or whatever. My father's side, grandmother and his mother and grandfather were slaves in Greensboro, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? And by him joining the military he was able to get his own place over here. And it just so happened my mom and her whole side family, but she was born here, so she was already here. He was just so happened to be another slave. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, when I get it, so if I was to show y'all wouldn't even know it. Like, y'all be like, huh? You know what I'm saying? I don't want y'all questioning stuff though. Y'all need to be. I don't show y'all personal stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You see my mother, that's it. But other than that, but that's just small pockets, and that's either now or then. It wasn't no new ethnic group created from white people, Africans, Moors, and Native Americans. White people DNA ain't even that strong. Half of them got it. Like when y'all be saying y'all got this percentage of European in y'all made that up, or Europeans made that up. Because what else example is that is them disappearing? If you got a grandmother and then you got to say she had some European blood in it, whoever European was fucking other people disappeared. Like your DNA must have been so weak, you ain't make nobody know that was you. We had to, so that's made up. That's made up in the DNA thing. And this the Native Americans somehow disappeared, and they could create a whole new ethnic group. That's made up. That's made up too. Can't no other ethnic group make up another ethnic group. It's just ethnic groups fucking other ethnic groups, and you got mixed people. And the mixed people are mixed people. The end. They don't. And then that is in a washing machine cycle. That person is gonna go fuck someone, and then that child gonna be pure or something, or get ready to be on the same washing machine cycle. This how we still got people on Earth. So I don't get where y'all make up new. You gonna have to pick one. And the only example y'all got is Mexicans, and Mexicans ain't nothing but Native Americans that got a large percentage scale of Spangler. And no, so y'all confused about the nationality term because they speak Spanish, so they're like completely colonized Native Americans. But in all actuality, if y'all let colonists have it, that's basically what they try to do to y'all with this national term called black to y'all Americanized Africans. So if you are Americanized African, you get confused with your blood being from Africa, and you get confused with ethnic being a nationality. That ethnic group ain't no nationality because you shared experiences with white people, Native Americans, Asians over here. Africa. That don't make you one people. That don't mean, no. You fuck somebody, you gonna make an African. You gonna make a monkey. You fuck somebody else, you gonna make a monkey. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you talking about. Y'all don't even look different. Shaq look just like somebody from Africa. Akon look just like somebody from Africa. Beanie Siegel look just like from somebody. Tariq Nasheed look just like somebody from Africa. Y'all don't look different. I don't know where y'all got that from. Y'all be trying to be like, I can speak more Anglo-Saxon than somebody, so this is what makes me different. And I could cosplay Native Americans, and that can make me a little different. And I could claim I'm the Moors too, and that can make me, no, you just some Americanized monkey. You know what I'm saying? So that's why y'all want to be American so much. But truly, an ethnic group want their own shit, period. I ain't about to claim about how much you got hit upside your head with a brick and a sword. You know what I'm saying? Then I wouldn't even claim that because y'all ain't even go through that. Y'all ain't go through that. None of y'all grandparents went through that. If your grandparent right now are Christian, they ain't go through that. People who went through slavery wasn't Christians. That was used against them. Especially when it comes to having to compare and contrast who's right, the Europeans or the Native, or us, the Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? That it wasn't, you get hit, you was a slave because, you was forced because, it wasn't, that came later on down the line. Like how y'all rappers and singers now, you could be a preacher. You could have that church once we got rid of the Moravian Native Americans. What they took from the Lenape and made the, from the Little Deer clan, they made the little, what was those natives called? It was with the M or something like that, but they was ruled by the Moravian colonists, and the Lord, what dude name? Lord Dell. Where the word Delaware come from? That's a colonist dude. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing: it's not just colonists naming Native Americans; it's an agreement. You know what I'm saying? People was men. People is in whole 700, 1,200 packs and think people got the wrong idea about what's going on. People got the whole wrong idea about what's going on. So those are agreed upon. For anything to be written down, ain't nobody just naming something and everybody else like, okay, that's my name, master. Ain't nobody doing that but a damn slave. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, yeah, people got to understand history in its natural context. They never stop bringing monkey asses over here. So just because you got a monkey ass who fresh over here, that tongue still pure from the Caribbean, don't mean your American monkey ass ain't just Americanized and things of that nature. And then as soon as people get that straight, then y'all could be able to separate stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm Americanized. I feel like I'm lazy, so I need respiration. All right, boom, cool. You know what I'm saying? Cool. That's it. It could be there. But all that cosplaying and shit and all that other shit, that shit don't make no sense. Ain't nobody... Respiration is a made-up thing. It ain't that people going against it. It's just that if you know government and narratives, then you know better. You know it's just another made-up thing, like they make up anything else to make people fight over. Or to make people think that they're going to get something or whatever the case. Then they throw a few faces at y'all to be like, hey, y'all, this is an idea. Everybody, not me, but y'all should get this. Or something like this. Then the moment y'all bite the bait, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's race bait, rage bait, you know what I'm saying? Money bait, a stock market bait, you know what I'm saying? Education bait, whatever the bait it is, y'all eat it up. Y'all eat it up like a can of sardines and mayonnaise sandwiches and stuff like that with a little pepper on top, a little Himalaya salt inside. Y'all say y'all eat it up. Y'all say y'all eat it up real good. And then get upset, your stomach hurt. Get upset, things ain't go your way. Get upset, you full of bullshit. Oh, none of that. You know, I love all y'all, though. I love everybody and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just getting into, yeah, that's how I look at, for my opinion, that's how I look at respiration. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, y'all don't know, man. Y'all don't know history like that, man. Y'all should be getting y'all 1-2 together. And if you is gonna cry to the government, it should only be about two things. Either they were stopping you from doing something that was creative, or you're not in a position for it to be more fruitful. So if the government could have some assistance in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I don't get it. Like, a lot of y'all already got Jordans. A lot of y'all already got things to fuck y'all money up on and stuff like that. So I don't get, I don't even get the concept of people deserve respiration. That's not y'all people. You see what I'm saying? Just because you part of an ethnic group, you wasn't part of, everybody wasn't in the war. You wasn't in a relationship. You wasn't a relative to everybody that was in the war. Everybody ain't a relative. That's like saying, let's use this black thing. That's like saying Martin Luther King and Malcolm X were relatives. They wasn't relatives. They wasn't cousins, nor was they related to Afino Shakur. Y'all get lost when y'all start using that us and we energy. People be thinking about whoever helping them at the moment or their close circle. And if you have a common type of mission or whatever the case may be, you would have already been around these individuals, or you will already be around your people doing that currently. Trying to inspire people to do something you ain't even doing don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? Don't even make sense. So eventually, y'all not even going to be arguing about respirations. Like, if y'all have, because y'all too goofy. You know what I'm saying? If y'all is going to have some good arguments about respiration and stuff, it's going to be about how you Americanized. And your being Americanized has an inability, it leaves an inability in your mind to be able to get yourself off your feet, to be able to be in some type of position the way the Jews are, or the way the Europeans are, and things of that nature. That should be, for an example, right? If you want to quote unquote claim you're part of a lineage that you can't prove that built the railroad tracks, none of y'all are even related to Harriet Tubman. If anything, where's her family at? You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be, y'all just be jumping, cosplaying everybody. You know what I'm saying? If you can find a family member that has something to do with something, it ain't got to do with war all the time. Okay, you got something to fight. Your specific respiration, you and your little family should be fighting for. That name should be on that specific train or railroad track. Whatever government person's name on it, you should have all the data and the proof that your family has something to do with building it. Whether you Asian, African, and that paperwork, you might want to go as hard as say change the name so you could constantly get paid off of it. But if you just want the check off of it because you ain't business savvy, you have an argument or whatever the case. You just can't say my people built the railroads. All right, you're gonna sound crazy. Like what? You know what I'm saying? Because like, let's say if the government actually wanted to have a discussion and you a motor mouth so much you gain some notoriety online, you might be arguing for someone else. You might be like, yeah, my people built the railroad tracks and stuff like that. The government might try to be funny and go find Rosa Parks' actual family and give them the money. Like, you ain't gonna have nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? You was just some damn thought warrior pernanthropist. You know what I'm saying? Put your hands out, little BB. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think. You gotta think like, because when it gets into these situations, you gotta have a right starting point. Like, I don't feel like it's worth, because my mother and grandmother, and then based upon the confusion that I don't want to get into on her mother's side, and then the things she do know based upon her father's side. I mean, she know her mother's side too. I'm just talking about the personal shit that happened or whatever that. But for the most part, they're not attached to specific the specific people that went to a war. So I'm saying, so even though my grandmother still could have been on a reservation and things of that nature, a lot of them choose not to. So I'm saying, because it's not a benefit, especially if you want to, and they making you assimilate. So when they made my grandmother assimilate and things of that nature, they made them go to Ohio, other areas and things of that nature. But I just know I could get deep on Ohio and stuff like that. For my mother to hear, not my mother was born here, but my mother's father and his mother and things of that nature. Get into that situation is just a simple thing to do. You know what I'm saying? But that small pockets, that's not a whole new thing. I don't even know why I got into that, however the case may be. But yeah, just to give people a concept of, yeah, that was my point of saying that. So it'd be pointless of me crying. What I could do is be a representation and don't be no slouch. Now, if it get blocked, I can complain. If it don't get supported, that's not what I'm looking for, because it's something for me to be doing anyway. I'm already doing something. You see what I'm saying? So that don't stop. So that has nothing to do with respiration. You get it? I mean, I don't know how a lot of y'all into it. Even though I'm not up for that anyway. Unless I want to claim it on my dad's side or whatever the case. But I mean, I don't see the point. You know what I'm saying? Because it'd just be something added to something I'm doing already anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I would have to question, would I even waste my time to go through whatever litigations it take to get it? Because I'm already doing something. I start calculating, like, is it even worth it? I already got this, or I'm already, you know what I'm saying? That's how a lot of celebrities sometimes look at certain things that they want to, things that they can do that they got offered, but it ain't all about the money. They might be like, oh, this don't make me look right. This might make the next movie I get into look kind of flanky, or this might make people might not see me in the light that might have my money up if I just stay here. Let me not try something new or whatever the case. I don't care how much they offer me or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So all money ain't good money and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't just get money. And I'm not saying everybody gonna be a slouch either. Everybody ain't no slouch. But it's just my opinion. My opinion is, if I was in a situation and I colonized people and I had some type of situation going on where I'm rich or whatever the case may be, and people crying about what respiration would look like, it would be at a time that it ain't called respiration, and if I did it, it would look like what we're going through right now. You can be a rapper. You could be an actor. You could be on my television screens. You know what I'm saying? You could work my jobs. Because once upon a time, when you care about seeing your monkey ass about only 3-4 hours throughout the day. After that, that's it. Just go somewhere. Unless you a house nigga. That. Until y'all can look at it like that in reality, you have something better to argue about. But I love all y'all from the bottom of my heart. All y'all. Every ethnicity. Also, I'm setting up at the beginning of the year, too. Because I'm getting ready to do the whole year. We're getting ready to do a powwow tour. But I'm also doing a powwow, first powwow here where I'm at. And for anybody that want to take a little solo vacation, whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying, from y'all little day-to-day breaks or whatever, woman only. You know what I'm saying? Woman only. You know what I'm saying? You come where I'm at. You can see this in the background. So we just won't be on live or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? I can show y'all Kukuskiville. The world beyond the world. And you'll be able to see it too. You'll be able to see, oh, that was there. That was there. This was there. This was there. We're going to walk up. We're going to take the warrior's path. It was real type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? If it was some females, date, whatever, be quiet. Nobody know nothing to lie. You know what I'm saying? We're going to walk the warrior's path. We're going to see the goddamn Macatawa mill. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying a lot of these things in my videos and stuff like that, but we're going to get into the intricates and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? The old holy oceans, the holy ground ocean, and things of that nature. I mean, the holy ground river or whatever the case. And then it's just it's a whole little vibe or however the case may be. And that's like little vacations or whatever, bringing people here. Plus, I'm also just looking for individuals how to network real good, because I ain't good at networking with other ethnicities. So if it's another ethnicity that I know how to network with other people real good, that of an assistance, based upon I am trying to have other people involved so you can see how we get down here. Because basically where it's at is going to be where the powwow, I don't want to call it a powwow, but it's the areas, the territories. You're going to see all the setup. You're going to see the cabins I'm building and my people building and shit like that, little forts and shit. But for the most part, get that ready too. So also it could be a little networking system to bring other people to here and before the powwow, during that powwow, whatever like that. And then taking a little road trip too. And we doing a little powwow tour, whatever the case may be. So y'all about to see me do something different. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't get in y'all worlds and things. So I'm going to show you how we do it. So y'all can start getting y'all own buildings or getting y'all own, like just y'all people and stuff like that. Y'all got people that support y'all. And circumstances set up. Y'all don't always have to be crying in front of people, stages and respirations and stuff like that when your people got that. See what I'm saying? Well, if you built yourself up that way, you know what I'm saying, in some way, shape, or form, so you go be that, and that's your respiration. You know what I'm saying? That's your respiration. Just think about if you was in a situation like you wanted to go to Ticketmaster, and then you have to do a concert or whatever. Think about if you had, like how Atlanta should have it, because they already got it in low-key areas. But just think about your uncle or somebody amongst your people own that building. Your other people already set up stage or already set up things, got the stages and shit like that. So not only can y'all be in business of opening it up, if other people want to pay for that area and they need a stage or something like that, so your location is big enough to hold whatever this person is doing. And you also got something for yourself whenever y'all want to hold an event or whatever the case may be, because it's just y'all shit already. So whatever you're trying to do with your talents, business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics, you do that stuff yourselves. So that's even going back to the podcaster thing. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a talk show, set up it like a talk show. Do some Jerry Springer type stuff where you online, but you walking around. Sometimes you can bring an audience too, but you walking around with the microphone. You can have dual cameras. Go get a little office or building like how y'all be doing in New York or Las Vegas and stuff, and do some type of Jerry Springer type stuff on topics, right? If you want to make it like a talk show, it's certain ways that things are presented to make it more receptible other than rejected. If you're a podcast, make sure there's a cast that y'all create a pod of certain form or concept or context of something that y'all could debate around as far as the topic. If you're a journalist, make sure your stuff is predicated on the analysis or a perspective about something that we ain't seen based upon lack of information or us paying attention. You know what I'm saying? If you a reporter, make sure you're just a person that's reporting stuff. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to get too much journalistic. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to have a little bit and be like, yo, that's how we gonna know the information. And you got someone who's being more serious, like personality, look at the information. That's gonna balance it out. Journalists, you know, so it ain't all about the personality. It's more about the information. It's more about the personality that they got. Then you got the talk show. You know what I'm saying? You can set that up or whatever the case may be. Podcast, but make sure everybody have a little personality through it. Whether you're going to do the podcast, reporting, journalist, talk show, but if you're just a personality, you know, you can have your hands in all pockets and just develop something new that a person will have to transition from doing a podcast, reporting, journalist, or talk show. There's a lot of people who's getting more lazy on podcasting right now that just want to actually do what I'm doing, be a personality. Didn't Ebro just get fired or whatever the case may be and tell everybody to subscribe to his goddamn YouTube? So that's him trying to develop into a personality fresh out of the podcast jail. I mean, no, I would say that's a radio show, so more of a talk show concept. That's like a talk show. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then they have debates or whatever the case may be, but it's more of like, all right, we're just getting ready to present the current music that's out. So on the radio, sometimes you might get tired based upon the current 10 songs that they constantly play over and over and over again and things of that nature. And then they little dialogue, you know, but as long as it's personality, we know that's the main thing that's going to ground things. And if you lack personality, you know what I'm saying, you should be heavily predicated on trying to just be a journalist or a reporter. Now, if you have personality, you don't need none of them, but you could do them all and create something new. But if you have personality and you want to pursue these things, make sure you have personality when you're doing a podcast or when you're being a journalist or when you're being a talk show host and things of that nature. I mean, when you're being a reporter and a talk show host. Journalist, not so much, but it will add flavor because you will be the journalist we'd rather get that deep analysis from than another individual, that serious tone, even though that doesn't matter when it comes to a person having a little bit more information, that we don't have to get blinded based upon the other things that balance stuff out, like the personality and just the current topic and the event itself that we may be lost in and consumed in. You know what I'm saying? So all that add to it. But at the same time, just know the difference of these things so you can put yourself in a better position. And it's best to be yourselves, because a lot of times when we get into these artists, these celebrities, sports people and stuff like that, they all over the place. You got the Cam Newton dude doing all these college devil symbols and stuff. Then you got, you know what I'm saying, and they all want to call it a podcast and stuff. No, y'all need to put yourselves in a category. You know what I'm saying? You got talk show hosts. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. That Cam Newton, Shannon Sharp, that's more of a talk show. That's not a podcast. What Joe Budden got, podcast. You know what I'm saying? Let's say what TMZ do, report. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even journalists like that. They ain't about to give you no deep analysis about it. They're just about to report, hey, look what happened. You know what I'm saying? 6ix9ine and Treyway was just at a fight at goddamn the Texas airport. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you ain't gonna know the details behind it unless you go on a journalist or something like that. Where a lot of times some people vary and get lost at times due to the fact that it could cross the boundaries of snitching. If you ain't got no personality and you like Trap Lord Ross a little bit, or, you know what I'm saying, you're just a person given the reason why it was a fight, not just TMZ reporting it, but what was the reason behind it and things of that nature. Or it wasn't just gang violence and someone didn't like Treyway. It had something to do with girls getting took and people from Texas didn't like people who ain't from their city being there. You know what I'm saying? So that'd be what the journalists do. Then for the most part, and then you got the talk show. The talk show hosts just have it on the screen, kind of like what the example I broke down, Adam 22 when he ain't there, and when Lush and them is there and things of that nature, presenting it or however the case it may be. and how Brick Baby was there, or whatever, right? So we have to know how to separate these things and present it in that way. So when the common spirit even don't know what's going on, they still in that open receiving energy, and it's more receptible. When you don't present it right, it's presented to a person have to get through clusters, and that's going to build small resistance. And even if it's something good, it may take time for a person to come around until you get your niche, or you know what I'm saying, or it may just be something totally rejected, but you have to go through that experience to realize that it ain't working. You know what I'm saying? Let's rap about it. Let's rap about it. The Jim Jones, Mano thing and stuff like that. That's more of a podcast. You know what I'm saying? So that's like a podcast, more with like talk show qualities to it. But based upon, now, see, they vary every now and then. They're not really rooted on debating the topics, but they can get there because it's kind of like the vibe, because they street. So the vibe be there, but they be trying to slide it into talk show, but they can go ahead and allow it to be podcast. That's what make it fruitful. The intense, what they call that? Not the intense, but I forget the word I'm looking for. But for the most part, that's like a podcast. You know what I'm saying? What Cam and Mace do, talk show. So two different things. Joe Budden, Jim Jones, Mano, podcast. Shannon Shaw, Cam Newton, talk shows. Them talk shows. See what I'm saying? Then you got TMZ, reporters, journalists, people who talk about hip hop and other people and stuff like that. You got journalists. Let's use hip hop for example. You got the Dribble. You got Gully TV. People like MREC. People like Doggy Diamonds. That's hip hop journalism. Not, you know what I'm saying? Academics just commentator. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to get lit being a commentator, you got to be picked. So don't go looking at DJ Academics or Tasha K or Myron Gaines, or because you got different pockets of it for business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics. You got to be picked for that. So if you ain't, you automatically disqualified if you ain't go to no college or the military. But for the most part, you got to be picked for those. See what I'm saying? So your commentary could seem like it matters because you're getting ready to be used to control a narrative or to push narratives out there. So it's not even truly you. So you have to understand that too before you hurt yourself. Try to do something you think academics doing and it don't work for you, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But that's how you look at the difference between these things. And I love all y'all from the bottom of my heart. Flight boss, and that's not a shame to anyone. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just get it how you live. Everybody get it how you live. Flight boss, bitch, you know. For sure. You're not listening to the Mind of Terry's Move. I am the Royal Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. Or rack the swat, he'll hold that yellow hoop, master sword, mama no toy. And Britain, start looking out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see how, you know what I'm saying? Britain, look out.